basically leave massive scorch marks and destruction in this immediate area. With the last roar of damned undead souls, the rift closes before it even managed to fully manifest. However, as more seconds tick by, you do not see Azrak's body being restored or him standing up. We'll get to you in a moment, Zach. Just what's the instant reaction for the party?
Grab his body, get to the portal.
Nero is probably a little bit confused, given that he can sense ghosts in this stance or spirits. So he's just witnessed Azrak just yeet himself into it, and is maybe just a little bit confused.
Yeah, right now, I would say like you would probably be able to feel the souls of your companions if they like have out-of-body experience. You do not feel Azrak's soul in your immediate vicinity.
Yeah, Nero's gonna just wander on over, I suppose. Getting a little bit closer, trying to reach out and feel, and if he doesn't feel anything...
Azrak, are you gonna stand up?
He will turn to the group and say, it seems as if he threw himself into the rift, for whatever reason, the fool.
The fool.
Out, the fool.
Yeah, I got nothing. But
take my stuff with you.
Regardless on the occasion that he does happen to come back, as just one of us carry his now dead weight.
Yeah, I might have been a little
Literally
preoccupied with something.
Okay.
Everybody looks at Scylla.
As you need to stop touching your stuff during session.
No, I was actually working on this to see if this actually works better for me. As I control my attacks, I'm slowly adding them.
Just do what I do. And
That looks familiar.
But yes, he's going to gesture to Zillow to pick up the now dead weight of Azrak.
Okay, so if anybody is able to carry the weight of the entire party, it's Zillow.
Yeah.
Alright, one moment please.
Unintentional heroic sacrifice. Wah, wah, wah.
Yeah, that was intentional. I fucking knew what a death gate was. Equally
Nero.
character.
Yes.
In character, might have been like, let's go flip off a god.
Okay.
How very Azrak.
Well, I've come to tell you to fuck off.
Your mom insta-kills you because you didn't have the time stone.
Hold on, my throat decided to try to kill me.
Rip. We'll miss you.
Okay.
DM.
Azrak, I'm gonna give you a couple of keywords. Pick one from the following list.
Father, I already knew it.
Here's Pasha.
Last moment, your thoughts go to your father, the traitor.
And
Okay.
how he was a total bitch.
And how he never came back after going to buy tobacco.
Well, no, that's not really where he went. This is now.
No, yeah, he was killed by
Koron.
my half brother. Corin.
Yeah.
Oh, right, now
He did go out and get cigarettes and didn't come back.
Didn't we start at level 3?
No.
Did we start at level 1?
We'll start at level 2, actually.
Level 2? So yeah, level 2 Corin fucking kill an orc war chief. War chief is a fucking bitch.
To be fair, gameplay story segregation.
It's the trip cheese, that's what.
To be fair, we do have level 2 Path of War.
That's true.
That's also very true.
Alright, Azrak, you see the following. At first, the forestry regions are being left behind you, or rather, you do not have any recollection of passage between the ruined city and now. For you, the yeet happened almost instantly. Just one moment, your soul found itself just here. But then, the seemingly peaceful atmosphere is being shattered by the sounds of combat and absolute bloody carnage that you witness as you see orcs, many of them, almost all of them tattooed, having black hands tattoos on their faces, on their chests if they're not wearing any armor. Hundreds, thousands of them, waging brutal war of extermination against a similarly large tribe of centaurs. As the battle progresses, mind you, normally probably in real life it happened in real material plane happened much longer, but for you, for your perspective, the passage of time is uneven, weird, and usually quick. And you see as the battle is definitely going in the orcs' favor of the Black Hand, and throughout the ranks of the fearsome barbarians and warriors, you see a figure that you believed that was already resting below the ground. A figure that apparently your half-brother took care of it. You see a figure of your father stalking throughout the battleground. And due to you being in the spiritual form, you see that, well, he's definitely much different than last time you saw him. Not even getting into physical changes. How he feels altered, warped, infused with power that's not his own, and yet he happily and hungrily uses this to his advantage. And your unique perspective allows you to see that his soul not only marred by the froze by the stench and decay, the rot of the undead necromantic energies. You see his echo of his soul, and his soul is branded with that same fucking symbol that plagues you and your group almost since the start of your travels here in this new land. And due to the unique circumstances of your arrival here, there is a moment as you watch him, not having much control over where you are and how you perceive things, and your father, if you really can call him that way, pauses and looks directly at you. You.
Indeed, I. And I will snarl at him, because I am an orc. And he should be dead.
He posed to assert dominance.
Yes. So I'm a ghost right now. I'll fucking float over him while I'm at it.
Angry dominance assertion.
Miyangi.
Foolish child, you know nothing. I have reached for power beyond your understanding.
I have become a super orc.
So, what do you say?
I'm sorry. I'm laughing at him. power beyond my understanding. Yes, I do not understand why you consider this power. I have achieved immortality. We will meet soon, Father, and I'll show you what true power is.
Oh, I'm looking forward to that. Immortal will see about that. At the very least, I'll be able to kill you and kill you and kill you. We have much to catch up on, son. And he also like snarls.
I hope this power helps your vitality. I hope to hear you scream as I rip you limb from limb.
And that, kids, is what we consider an above-average orc family meeting.
Something like it's not a good wedding without at least one death. Or 3 deaths, was it?
It's not a proper Drakari Dothraki wedding without at least 3 deaths.
Honestly, though, that's not very good for their population.
No.
Alright, and with that last word, you're not sure if the vision ends on its own, or was it because of what your father did, but as you get this last word, you can see him snarling, and you're not sure if this is like physical form or spiritual, but you see a massive warped, twisted hand reaching for you, trying to squeeze, and then like the vision disappears. However, instead of instantly returning to yourself, for a moment, longer, shorter, you cannot say when you are in the void what is the passage of time, there will be something more. However, for a brief moment, let us return to the rest of the party as you jumped through the gate, carrying the body of Azrak. Do you continue your journey, or do you wait as for his return? And how long do you wait?
Nero is going to advocate for going. If he's going to come back, he's going to come back.
Well, yeah, Silo, you can carry him, right? Thank you. And so, yeah.
They
Zillow.
just bundle me into a sack, and I scream as my flesh reforms around my bones, but they are not in the correct order.
Oh god. We don't have that sort of immortality, thankfully.
Yeah, well, that'd be fucking horrific. Especially the fact because now you're just bones, you can just bundled up together, like compressed.
You got messed up.
Thankfully, that's not the case.
Thank the heavens for that.
Okay. Azrak, just before you return to the material realm, there is this moment when, in darkness, you suddenly get an intense feeling as if you are being watched, or rather you are being dwarfed. Sorry, what? That's the fucking phrase I'm looking for. As if you are...
Has he gone robotic? Oh,
as if you are an ant beneath the gaze of a giant, or maybe even a god. As this... Well, it might... For a moment, you think this is like this massive giant, like titan creature that, well, encompasses, well, the world. Kind of like the feeling of, fucking hell, like, you know, the Scarecrow fight in Batman.
Are we talking about Arkham Asylum?
Arkham Asylum, when when you hallucinate that he's like this fucking huge dude, and that's the feeling I'm going for here.
Hello.
And you not see the face, but something about this being is familiar. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah.
I mean, for
Yeah.
a moment I heard Zach was like slightly dying, but I thought
That's because I'm missing what you're saying because of that.
Oh, okay. Anyone else is hearing me right? Because I'm not sure if this is like a
I
my
can
issue
hear
or...
you.
It's. I think it's everyone.
I can hear Matt fine.
Yeah,
but
I've heard him
I,
just
I,
fine.
I think
I can hear
it's
fine
just. Yeah, I think it's just I think it's just random with Discord right now.
Random.
Okay.
Welcome to Discord. Every like it's actually not done this in a while, honestly.
That's very true.
Okay.
Okay.
Sh-
Begins.
should I repeat the entire thing or
You should probably just write it down at this point.
Mm.
If it helps.
is
Just
it
fucking about.
that bad? Okay.
Yes.
Discord is fucking around.
Every time you start, it starts being no. I don't want that.
Wanna.
Do not want.
Axrak.
Image of the goddess. And of course, now that you're typing it out, I hear you fine.
Oh my god, really?
Yes.
Uh,
Knowing my luck, it's an
Nope,
easy
nope,
to
there it
say
is.
and you'll-
under
Oh, no,
the
there's
gaze
Zach's
of
now.
God.
Oh,
Though he does not see the face, the figure seems
The god is not
familiar.
happy with me and is fucking with
Oh!
Discord.
Familiar as in the same one you saw when wearing that ring of protection. And actually, if you want, you can make me knowledge religion to maybe get a feeling if this actually is a god or not really.
Can I make a different check first? Or at the same time?
Sure, go ahead. Sorry, man, but I don't think that imitate is gonna cut it.
Hey, now if you roll high enough, it's basically the same as religion check. If you manage to intimidate a god.
I'll just be snarling at him as I make the religion check.
Angry.
Okay. Yeah, you are snarling, you're trying to be defiant, and you hear this time there's also like this deep, gravely, but also amused voice. Interesting. Defiant little green soul. I see they take solid candidates for the guild. And as he's speaking, as he's bending slightly downwards, you can see a symbol on him and also like behind him, shining brightly like this corrupted, warped sun. The symbol you very well known. And with that religion check, this is not a god. However, it is an extremely powerful being that in its hands has also similarly absurdly strong artifact that came from far realms and with the outer gods, but the being itself is not outer god. It is, however, absurdly powerful. And with that, what you see, and with that chat, you have the very deep gut feeling, bordering with certainty, that you are having a spiritual talk with the one that's been giving out these symbols like a candy. In a candy, like a candy man. Yeah, fucking hell! I wanted to say something, but I completely messed it up. But yeah,
It's the candy man.
Oh no, it's
The
Tony Todd.
Candy Man. Let's get back to the party. I met the Candy Man. Which, what?
What? The fuck, dude?
but yeah. TLDR, Azrak is pretty damn sure he's looking at the origin of the symbol, the one that made it and spread this around.
Freaking man.
Do you- Does Azrak say anything, or does he merely tries to show non-verbal defiance?
Can I, say try new form of my demonic gauntlets? And while I'm a spirit.
Sorry, because I heard only half of it. Like, Lut tried to hit it with demonic gauntlet.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to attack it.
He's trying to summon the gauntlets, like in his own realm.
Summon gauntlets, yeah.
Yeah, with the battle of the mind. Sure, you may try. And I will describe what happens.
This is where he just rolls 2 natural 20s.
Oh hell yeah! Doom, doom! Suddenly 2 gauntlets start showing up.
Followed by rolling another 20 to fucking grapple.
And rip his throat out.
Oh.
This is the
Oh.
gauntlet that will pierce the heavens.
Just fucking. Oh, look, they have Orbital now. Fuck yeah. Just rip his head off spiritually. I mean, they technically have Ghost Touch, which means it goes both ways.
That's true, but I imagine this is like a battle in the center of the mind, and you like
Exactly.
pitch your will against these beings, and sure,
I
we
mean,
can
if-
like you put your best show, you try your best. The gauntlets themselves might be even like larger, as you like imagine them pouring through all the spiritual power that you have, and the being you feel, or rather you might not realize, but some gut portion of instinct feeling of your instinct warrior feeling of an orc tells you that it merely not that entertains you, but fuck, I'm completely blanking on the word I wanted to use.
Not sure which one either.
Not entertain you, not amuse you. That he's like basically playing along.
Humoring.
Humor.
Humoring,
That's the
that's it,
fucking word I
yes.
was looking for.
Yeah,
Fucking hell.
humouring.
That is humoring you, and then it's also like trying to basically pummel him with like brawler, grab him. He like either niftily dodges or like shields like Ryo Aya style with like petals of warped pale flowers, basically blocking this until you're like. How do they name you, you defiant little soul? As he basically decides that he's done with that show, and kind of like, you know, Doctor Strange, multiple copies appear, and from everywhere the spectral decaying chains all wrap around your limbs, your neck, like everywhere.
No.
I am called Azrak. I have offered my name. Name yourself. It is only honorable.
Honor is for fools, but you amused me enough that I was going to offer it. Anyway. And by the by, when it comes down to that, say hello to your dad. I hope he uses his gifts well. Say Gravesmoss says hi, and then he disappears. And you also everything is gone, and without intake of breath, because you do not have to breathe per se. after, in real time, 7 minutes have passed. Well, that's what you did in another 7 minutes. The body of Arzrak spontaneously combusts. No, I mean spontaneously is...
Wait, what?
Kaboom!
I just show up and my minions just start burning. Fuck you, you're not coming back to life.
Mm-hmm.
spontaneously reinvigorates itself, is reforged and regenerated, reborn, with flesh being placed once again where it's supposed to be.
I've just got a funny mental image of Zelo carrying Azrak's body in a sack, and all of a sudden it just starts moving.
Yeah, and I imagine
Us.
that Azrak wakes himself. You regain consciousness as you are being carried on like basically Zilo's back or something.
I'll just pop my head out of the sack. I know the being's name that opposes us.
I think we all just stop and turn at you. Six is like, whew. What did you see?
I saw both my father as well as Grave Moss.
Didn't you kill your father?
No, my brother did.
We hear a from Hokoran and then disappears into the quantum state he's been part of.
But yes, I mean, I've died multiple times since. He kind of shrugs, while still in the sack.
Mm-hmm.
I do hope this family reunion is not going to interrupt our business.
Oh no, it is our business.
TLDR, yes it is, fucker. I better deal with it.
He has been marked along with, not unlike the others.
Then they shall die all the same.
Precisely. Painfully and slowly.
If we're getting our emotional baggage off in the form of our demons appearing on this island, I assure you we'll have a most fun time.
We're fighting our demons. Literally.
Mm-hmm. Literally and figuratively.
We're combating our past. Literally.
Yeah. Still, stranger things have happened. Let us be on our way.
Mm-hmm.
Alright.
And he makes the move to get out of the sack as he's being carried by Zillow.
Zilol,
Nice.
what is your reaction?
We've probably just been walking still this entire time.
I mean, yeah, I imagine you can like walk and talk.
He's probably strong enough that he doesn't actually care.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I was gonna say. It's like, yeah, I'm just like.
Fucking hell. Okay, as you continue your journey, there's a change in the surrounding area. It's still mostly plains, but you do not see healthy vegetation, or even if you stumble upon any animals, they are usually sick and too weak to even bother escaping or causing you any issues or troubles. You beginning to enter area, I would say around about 60 to 70 miles from your supposed destination. When you're beginning to see large scale rot and decay seeping through the land. And by that I mean, yeah, the flora being sickened, the green, the grass, the trees being, well, not full of colors but very pale or just rotting, decay.
That's right.
The dead animals or animals that are like barely like letting out their last breaths as some form of life energy is being sipped from them. The general sense of unease, wrongness, and again negative energy is echoing throughout the land, and you have strong idea that the Rotten Claw tribe is in itself the origin point. More than that, you do find or see along the way several what seems to be several smaller settlements of what you believe would be, well, creatures that fall under this tribe or those that serve the tribe. Some lesser beings, probably close to rivers, maybe not fully aquatic, but still falling under the, well, purview of the Rotten Claw tribe. And vast majority of these smaller settlements, even if they were having people in them, they probably would not be giving you too much trouble, considering the amount of firepower, the martial prowess that you have. You see them either abandoned with the signs of maybe not struggle, but clearly some sort of violent death that happened here. Or in other cases, you actually see the remnants of sacrifices that have been made. The either fully decayed or just like fully decayed, so like bones being put on spikes, or just decaying bodies of creatures that are also like impaled on spikes, or being chopped to pieces and placed upon a circle with various in various configurations.
Oh, well, this doesn't look very pleasant. That probably means we're on the right way.
Unfortunately so.
How positively morbid.
Yes, they're dead. That's what morbid means. Mm.
Yes, that's what that means.
No matter if they are dead or alive, we will defeat them.
Oh, that's not in doubt. However, if things are getting worse, we are evidently on the right way.
Yes, it is not hard to figure out where you should be going, as the state, the level of decay, and the permeating wrongness is intensifying with every mile you travel. And at some point, you have some encounters with some idol, like a single wandering spirit. And by that I mean like a, twist warped lesser shadow or something. So nothing that requires us to do a full mechanical fight, but just a notice that during your journey, as you are getting deeper in, you do have some hostile contacts with some incorporeal creatures, as the unease, and especially actually as that is happening and Nero is seeing that, would he be mostly keeping the spirit detecting stance?
No. he would have been in his more combat ready stance given the state of things.
Okay, so you don't feel like anything extra, but yeah, you probably from time to time during the day that you travel, you have to dispatch, let's say, a total of like 7 lesser spirits or shadows. Absolutely.
Oh, well, in the event that we're getting attacked by stuff, then yes, he would have it up.
Yeah.
After the first incident.
Okay. And then you believe you're getting closer towards the origin. And Cheruk, am I fair to assume that you would be looking for the best vantage point to basically
Yes.
see the area?
Do some scout.
Alright. Okay, so you can give me another survival check. Depending how high it is, it will determine the DC for perception checks to see how much you'll be able to spot from your observation post.
Can I take a 10?
On a die, right? So what would be the final result?
21.
You may. It will adjust the DC somewhat. But yeah,
In
okay.
that case-
if you want to take 10.
Yes.
All right. So, I mean, you are very quick, so it doesn't matter that the first heal doesn't exactly work for your goals. The second one, not really, but the third one, you are fairly satisfied with the location that you managed to find, even though this is like mostly plain area, as this is getting close towards the coast. Well, this region is weird as heck, so you can still find an odd hill, or perhaps an anomaly in regards to coastline. So for example, it is possible to have a cliff. So when you get close enough,
I'm confident that if I were to roll a stealth check, I would probably be able to get a bit closer. Unless they have tremor sense or can see invisibility or something.
depending on a creature, but for now you don't have to risk that much. So from
Alright.
your observation post, you may make perception checks. And it's up to you if
Alright.
you want to, like, one person rolls and everyone else aids, or however you want to do this. It's up to you.
How many are with me? Everybody? Do you guys want
I mean, I would
to
assume that
use
the entire group is with you after you manage to find the observation post, unless you want to
Alright.
play this differently.
No, I think we'd
no.
follow.
Alright. So, do you guys want to aid in my perception?
What's your perception?
13.
Does anyone have higher perception?
I got 13
Think-
perception.
I think.
I'm a sister.
I will roll my own.
Yeah,
What's your
Because
perception?
we all know
14 here actually.
how good my perception is.
Actually, a little bit of my mistake.
Everybody focused on perception.
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Most rolls good in the game.
I mean, yeah, it's
I'd
kind
say
of OP.
Ice is 6, isn't it?
Hell yeah.
That's the one who rolled the highest, so 35 just in case.
Nice roll seeker.
So 30, 32,
It says glory
34
hound.
for me.
Yeah, it's probably perception being the most rolls good in the game, is that you kind of need it.
Yeah.
Alright, so with that check, as you continue the observation for some time, feel this like treat it as like a stakeout. For a couple of, you won't be able to see everything for in a couple of minutes. So some time passes, and after I deal with the observation stuff, the message will come through from Ulfgar. And you see that, yes, you can confirm that definitely the decay, this anomaly, this warping effect on this land is definitely emanating from the Rotten Claw tribe. The main cave, what probably in the past was like a pirate cove or like a smuggler's cove, pirate base. one of the few name monikers works for it. But you also realize
probably the code for that pirate ghost that we fought earlier.
Oh, where I download Arcane.
that is certainly possible, seeing that the ghost named Jacques Crowley, he definitely mentioned that to free him you'll need to destroy his ship. Apparently that it is here. That's definitely possible. However, you also see that while most of the settlements and the lesser beings that served under the tribe have been, well, killed off, exterminated, and sacrificed, there are also two other, let's say, air quotes, bases / caverns, where you see some movement, and the markings and the type of creatures that you see. Aquatic, mostly of the type of the undead. Not solely, but for the type of creatures you definitely think about like aquatic undead or aberrations. Yeah, you also definitely see two other caves in like surrounding area on the coastline, close enough that well, they won't be able to respond instantly, but for example, if you were to attack the main tribe, the reinforcements would come at some time, possibly creating well, pincer maneuver. Now, in terms of numbers, obviously, even with those checks, you see quite a lot, but not everything. You have a feeling that you do, at least some of you do remember the numbers that you have faced when you have charged into the Golden Salamander tribe. You can definitely expect no less, but probably even more here. And actually, go ahead. I wanted to mention one more thing, but go ahead.
No, go ahead. You.
And actually, this I'm gonna give as a above the board information to the players. Obviously, many of those enemies, when I mention like the numbers are huge, but their individual power is pretty damn low. And one of the potential mechanics or the stuff that might be happening, I mean, troops are one thing, but
Battalion.
it is also possible as a mechanic that essentially the amount of, like, you will be going like 200% Dynasty Warriors, with like a small downside that the ground, the battle map, the area itself will be treated as a difficult terrain, not because it is a difficult terrain, but because, well, it takes time to prowl through all of the bodies.
Right, so funny you should mention difficult terrain. Can I use my woodland stride to negate the difficult terrain aspect of walking over dead bodies?
Clearly, you've been busy hunting in the forest.
It
Let me
might be
find
possible.
the,
I mean, I know how it works. I'm just saying it might be possible because who knows, difficult terrain in the air, as there's like a shit ton of ghosts and spirits. But yeah, I mean, out of everyone, like, you probably have like a best chance of like avoiding that and not being bothered by it. Mind you, I would probably be able to, like, willing to buy other explanations, like if you like describe what you are doing and what you have, like for example, Zilol being this massive twisted tornado of destruction and carnage, and like making way through. So definitely a portion of the stronghold combat would have some elements of rule of cool in terms of like dealing with the amount of like enemies and dynasty warriors stuff. And this would be also like a small information that the terrain, due to the basically to represent the amount of like lesser foes, but their sheer number, it would be like a, you know, damage over time, or rather like, you know, just small damage die that is applied every turn as long as you are in like combat, so kind of like a small timer, like D4 or something like that. But yeah, you can safely expect that in each of the caves, and as there are like several hundred beings, and as a tribe itself, you'll definitely be facing thousands in total.
Do I see any of I'm gonna say members down there that would count themselves as commanders or leaders? Because by myself I am not that very good against large numbers. I am, however, good at finding enemy commanders to kind of focus on them.
Funny you mentioned that.
Assassinating the High Command.
If only there was someone that we could challenge to a duel, then I'd be right at home on Nero.
Sadly, if we're level 8, then I could. Then Armiger's mark uses to mark everyone within 30 feet of me.
Ah, yes, I mark the army.
Well,
No,
then everyone gets a -4 to attack anyone that's not me.
Don't worry, I've got a really cheeky way I've got about what I'm going to be doing. If I ever get to duel someone.
Yeah, regarding your question, Cheruk, again, because these are the caves, and so even with the best rolls, it is impossible to like be able to like see everything all the way through to the back. But you do see, especially in the like the central cave where you believe the ship and the ghost captain will be present. You do recall what regarding his underlings, what they were, the Draugr captains. So definitely them acting as sort of like officers, under officers in this entire structure. You can definitely kind of like mark them, or rather like pick them out from the rotting, decaying crowd. In terms of beings and creatures, you know what? You would... Hold on. Does that fucking thing speak? Yes. You would see two different beings, although only one of them falls under the officer type. And because one is a different type of the undead, you can definitely like notice it, and you and everyone else in the party, if they want to, you can make a knowledge religion, because this is also an undead aquatic monster.
Okay, let's do that.
Knowledge religion.
Because through your observations, some sort of like creature acting like a, you know, figure of command, or having like you think that there are minions following it. You will see, yeah, creature that appears as a rotting humanoid, a bluish grey skin, blackish unkempt hair, its eyes sunken, grey, but its hands they end with razor sharp talons with blackened nails. And
Man, that guy really needs to cut his nails.
And Nero, you would recognize this creature as, I hope I pronounced it right, Bricolakas.
Okay.
Bricolacus. It's
It's a thing.
it's a
Hmm.
challenge 86 creature. Uh, damage resistance to silver. Obviously undead traits. Has claw attacks. Disease. If you are getting hit by it. Has a potentially nasty, potentially not thing that when you kill it, you heard like a story is what happens when you actually take out Bricolacus. That it has death throws.
Quite rude.
And you definitely see it that it has several aquatic not ghouls, zombies. Actually, no, there are aquatic ghouls following it. But you also, through the long periods of observation, you notice that it doesn't constantly stick to the ground, because you also know that it is dependent on water. So every so often, it will, take a dip in the murky, polluted, like dark grayish water surrounding the cove itself.
What's his intelligence again?
Bricolacus?
Yeah.
10.
Okay, so it can actually think for itself. of
It's
course.
not mindless. Yeah, it's not mindless.
Yeah. So I think that's the same with ghouls as well. I think they have like intelligence 13 or things considered.
Aquatic ghouls. Yeah, the aquatic ghouls have 13 intelligence.
They are smarter than most PCs.
Mm-hmm.
As for the other thing, because you do notice, despite the terrible water, you do manage to see some movement and a shadow moving beneath the water in the middle chamber, close by to the wrecked spectral looking ship.
Okay.
However, this is an aberration, so you will require, again, the entire party can make it, you will require a different knowledge check, and I think for aberrations it is...
Dungeoneering. It's
yeah.
Dungeoneering.
Yeah, dungeoneering. Yeah, because that aberration is also aquatic.
We have a naturally high int.
Big brain moves.
Nero has big brain.
Lies.
It's just hidden
Fake-
under the horns.
Fake news.
It's just hidden under the horns is what it is.
Uh-huh.
Also, before we get to that aberration, just one last thing. In all, in total, regarding your knowledge religion checks, I'm gonna say one more thing. Because this is like something passively that you will get. That you remember how, tough or not tough, but how strong the ghost captain was back where you fought him. You have like a very certain feeling that in some aspects, because this feels like a seat of power, like a source of his energy, Jacques Crowley might be a fiercer enemy than last time.
Mm-hmm.
In terms of, or more fiercer and durable enemy than last time. For example, in terms of hit points.
Well, yeah.
Uh-huh.
We can take him.
Okay.
Well, I suppose the question is, what's the plan?
Yes.
Yeah, regarding the regarding the aberration, what seems to be lurking beneath the waves with those checks are the chuls, which is a lobster-like creature with a thick armored shell that usually has like a pair of tiny eyes that are set above a mouth full of writhing tentacles. And you believe that, there is like a regular chul, and there are also lesser chuls placed throughout the caves, the tribe. But the chul, the leading chul, the standard one, seems to be the only one.
Truly.
Oh yeah, I probably should just like a brief if the Chul has anything like very irritating. Yeah, Chul has paralysis.
Chul, motherfucker, chul.
Specifically, it has claw attacks. If it hits you, it can make a grapple attempt. It has plus 19 to grapple, and if you are grabbed, oh, actually, it can do something like that. That it can essentially, when it grapples you with a claw, it can then, as a move action, move you to its tentacles, which then does this. Which those tentacles that Chul has can paralyze you.
Lovely. I love fighting things that paralyze as a melee character.
Yeah. Alright, be right back.
Wonderful. What is it? DC 19 Fortitude? Oh, nice.
I have less than a
Or be
50-50.
paralyzed for 6 rounds.
I
This
have
is not
less-
3 months.
Yeah, at least. I do have less than a 50-50 chance of succeeding that, but hey, at least we have party members to coup de grace each other.
Yeah, the good news is that there's only like one Chul that seems to be again being in the water. The lesser ones, they do not have paralyzation. However, their tendrils do the following.
What was that enemy anyways, Julius?
Yeah, it's basically like the idea was that it paralyzes you and then ate you slowly, basically. A real nice enemy.
It was like the Sarlacc from Star Wars.
At least staggered isn't as bad. Since
Yeah, at least.
Especially for Path of War.
Yeah, honestly, success isn't really that much worse when staggered than normal.
It's like, as long as I'm next to them, I just grapple check.
Yeah,
Mhm.
that's why I quite like Path of War. Staggered is not nearly as crippling as it is on, say, a normal character.
Yeah, but we should probably invest in some freedom of movement bullshit at some point. So
Yeah.
Stop worrying about paralysis.
How much was a freedom of movement ring again?
I mean,
Mm,
believe it or not,
Expensive.
I'm not actively looking out for monsters that have paralysis. It just happens.
sure, keep telling yourself that.
It's not even you. There's just a shit ton of stuff that paralyzes and other kind of that sort of thing and stuns as you get higher up in the CR. Almost as if, there's ways to protect against it.
Mhm.
I do
Should
sort
be-
of miss. I sort of prefer the 5e way of doing it, which I think is a save at the a save every turn when it comes to paralysis, if I recall.
I mean, like, hold person's a save every turn. It's just,
Yeah.
you're
Yeah, because
rolling against the same thing you did roll against.
yeah, Simon was unlucky fighting against the cultist when hold person went off against him because he shot him from range, and then sadly,
That was the rest of the combat.
yeah.
To be fair though, how do I say, what I like about 5e is that if you kill the caster, it goes off. Because there's quite a few spells that don't.
I mean,
actually don't
here I also forgot that
Person
when
is one
the
of them.
cultist died, the spell also wore off, and I forgot about
I don't
that.
actually think it works that way in Pathfinder.
It's dismissible.
Yeah, it's dismissible.
Spells end, dismissible spells end when the caster goes unconscious or dies.
I checked that and I didn't see anything about that. I saw the opposite. That it's even if you die, you didn't dismiss it, so it keeps going.
Oh.
It's really just like fuck you, marshals, but
Never mind. Okay.
Mhm.
Let's have a look.
I might be wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I couldn't find anything about it.
The few spells that actually require concentration in Pathfinder though are brutal because concentration is a standard action.
Yeah.
Like some people don't realize that. It's like concentration in 5e is great. Like yeah, you can only concentrate on one spell, but you can still do stuff.
I mean, to be fair though, also there's like almost no concentration spells in Pathfinder,
That's
Like-
also true.
like one
Yeah.
or two.
Yeah,
And
some
the ones
like,
that are concentration are still good because they're like fucking wall of fire.
yeah, so something like hold person is not concentration, which means that I think if the caster goes down, they don't. It doesn't end.
That's why there's fun stuff like mass hold person.
Exactly, one action to win a fight. Eh,
Yeah.
the classic.
It's like
Alright,
they'll,
I'm having some company over. Hope that's alright.
I mean, I
Did you
think
say?
we're close to a good stopping point, anyways, since we're about to assault this
Mhm.
guy and his.
Or what do you say, Matt?
I mean, I'm definitely not planning on doing the combat itself because that's gonna take a while. But the question is, because right after you like, as you're like doing the observation and you're basically close to finishing it, the message goes through from Ulfgar. Again, to Cheryuk, asking. So, what's the situation, lad? Should we be sending the cavalry?
As Azrak is like readying his gauntlets and about to charge.
Yeah, it's like, oh, sorry, we got a message. Like, what is it? Let me take it real quick. Yeah, we're just about to charge into an army. What is it?
Yeah, we're seeing a large number of undead, several high-ranking undead figures like Jules and Birolakas. Probably at least 3 cables worth of monsters.
They have a
And-
control.
Most likely more on the way. We're going to need a lot of holy water. We're going to need more paladins. Make sure everybody is immune to paralysis.
I wish I could be immune to paralysis.
Or at
enough
least
of how.
resistant.
Even though that's not how the spell works, over the spell you just hear Leroy.
Oh my god, Azrak just ran in again.
Oh my god.
Just a moment.
Give it just a moment, like 4 hours later. Alright, I managed to save him by defeating the army. What were we saying again?
But yeah, we're seeing. I'm going to guess at least 3 times the numbers of undead as from Point Aquila. Although they seem to have a greater number, alone they are of the weaker sort.
Can ya fucking wait? Or not?
Leroy!
This is
I can't hold him back anymore. You gotta hurry.
this is like both in character and out of character question, because what I tried to imply by the other cave is that when you go charging in the straight one, for example, if you do not have any like NPCs resources, there will be reinforcements coming and pincering you.
I mean, that sounds like an interesting fight, but
In character, I have high. So I suggest. Usually, I'd go for the smart option, but I also have 10 wisdom. So
I mean, 10 is perfectly
I've got
average.
it could swing either way.
How fast can you get here?
now is not soon enough.
Can you fucking wait a day? I'll try to prep a teleportation scroll or fucking something. The younglings of this age so rushing.
I mean,
You got that right.
Yes, that's fucking done. We don't have 80 years like you guys.
we
Global
can
warming.
wait. Yeah, right? Right, that's right.
And now just imagine that meme with the Luke Skywalker, like Leia. We can wait, wait, right? Right?
Oh, boy.
Oh yeah, that's a legit question. Are you going to... I mean, I'm not saying you have to like sit on your asses and do nothing, because there are still options you can do with like... you know, maybe trying to pick at the sides, you know, just trying to see if there are maybe like lone patrols or something of the sorts, and like, you know.
Unfortunately, unlike last time, we actually have communication with HQ, so we're probably just going to chill around and then we'll go for it.
Yes, we'll actually wait. We have orders too.
Yeah, like
Yeah,
last time,
probably-
it was perfectly reasonable to run in.
And probably, I know that spell normally doesn't work, but it's like too good of a comedy value. And one more message comes through, when like Oscar was grumbling, and oh right, and Head Ranger wants to say something, and then like another voice, kind of like, you know, if someone's like trying to speak to your phone from the side.
Mm-hmm.
Can you fucking try not to make the same mistake I've already dressed you down once for?
He's probably like tying up Azrak somehow working together to grapple him and
Exactly. Like Silo's holding you down and Sixus is trying desperately to fight him.
I'll let Azrak know. Hey Azrak, he is the head ranger. He wants you to wait.
I don't care what he wants. Gork and Mork demand war.
Wrong games.
I just say back to the head ranger. We'll do our best.
I imagine them just showing up like Zillow Sixes and it's just like completely red-eyed. I haven't got no sleep. While Astrid is just shouting angrily while tied up.
They just show up and he's just like shouting, "Wah!" Yes. How long has he been doing that? Well, he doesn't need to breathe. Yes.
The Hand Ranger channeling the Sergeant energy from Full Metal Jacket. I didn't know they could stack shit that high!
Proceeds to throw the Head Ranger into the combat.
How long has he been screwing? When did we receive your message to not go in?
That was last week.
Yeah, he's been screaming the entire time.
Oh, Jesus.
Luckily, the undead are mindless, so they don't pay any heed to him.
Luckily, their ears rotted off. Anyways,
What the
I'm-
hell?
I had a blast. It's great. I love talking to you all, but I'm gonna pop out because I want to spend some time with my family before I leave for work.
I hope you
Yeah,
have a good
no
day
problem.
and see you around.
Thanks,
Have fun.
thanks for the session.
Oh, and by the way, Donut,
Yeah.
do you want to do some Resident Evil sometime in the future?
I need to reinstall them, to be entirely honest, but
Yeah, same here.
don't mind me. I'm just going to. Yeah, I'll get that re-downloaded.
Yeah, I need to like prepare the Dynasty Warriors shit. But I think this should be ready for the next week. But yeah, again, thanks for the session.
Thanks for the session.